Shop stores or your own home for 2 inexpensive round woven placemats. Beginning with one placemat, take a needle and thread and start to sew the pinned edges together using a simple over and under stitch. A large needle is helpful in this situation to work its way through the placemats. Be sure to tie a strong knot once you finish sewing the edges. Once both placemats have been sewn, place them on top of each other and line them up so the edges match. Starting in the corner, sew the curved edge together using the same over and under stitch. The stitches can be about a ½ inch apart. Sew the curved edge, but do not sew the straight edge. Leave this open so you have a pocket on top. Take some green craft paint and paint the curved edge of the pocket along the edge. Chances are, because this is a woven mat, there is a pattern along this curved edge that is about a ½ inch wide. This is the perfect pattern to follow as you paint along the edge. Be sure to paint the bottom of the curve as well as a little bit onto the other side. Next, you want some lime green paint. You may have this color in a bottle, but you can also mix it yourself using green, white, and yellow paint. Use this to paint an adjoining stripe along the curved edge. Next up, paint a white stripe along the curve. Then you need a light pink color. I mixed some red and white paint together for the perfect light pink. Use this color to paint another stripe on the curve. Now for the full watermelon slice effect, paint the remaining woven side with red paint. I wanted more of a melon red color, so I added a little white to my scarlet red paint. You now need 2 hinged O-rings. Push the hinge down on each ring and pierce through the side of the watermelon slice a few inches down from the top. Take a patterned guitar strap and clip it to the O-rings on the sides of the watermelon slice. Fill the pocket with some greenery or faux flowers, and you have a beautiful hanging door hanger. At this point, you can also paint a few black seeds onto the outside of the watermelon slice. Hang your watermelon door hanger on your front door, a hook, or even a wall indoors for a splash of summer cheer.
Let's start off by grabbing a roll of pink deco mesh. And I know we need 2 shades of green. So here's our wreath frame, and as you can tell, it's circular. To create that watermelon slice, we are going to need to cut this like that so it's separated. So the pipe cleaners we're going to use today are these emerald green ones. You want to secure your pipe cleaners to 2 rings instead of just 1, no matter where you're working in your mesh, because if you secure it just to 1, it won't have that tension. So that tension comes from squeezing these 2 wires together. So we're going to start with our value mesh with that emerald color. So this is something that would work in most homes because it's not super glitzy and shiny and kind of blends in with the decor. So what we're going to do is just kind of scrunch together the end, creating a little poof, and work it on the end. So that was layer number 1. We're going to come back in with a second layer now, and that's just going to bulk it up. So don't worry about getting it all perfect because we can fluff it later on. So for our next layer, we're going to go on the inner 2 twists, and you can add all of your pipe cleaners right off the bat. I find it easier to do it a little bit later on like we're doing now. That way when it comes time to add your mesh, there's not like 100 pipe cleaners on your frame. So here we have our lime green mesh. We're going to do the same process. And this is going to add a nice contrast and make it a little bit more realistic. Okay, so that's the first layer of the green. We're going to come back in with a second layer to bulk it up, and then we can come back in with our final layer of mesh, which is going to be that beautiful pink. And there you have it. Now we can cut off the excess. Now for our final layer, we're going to come back in with a pipe cleaner, and this technique is going to be a little bit different. So the technique we've worked in so far is known as the poof technique, where we only cut at the very end of each layer of mesh instead of cutting it like a ruffle technique, which we've designed here on Home Talk in the past. This technique now, we're going to actually stretch our fuchsia mesh from one side to the other so that we cover up the middle completely. Now it's time to make a grid with these pipe cleaners. So to do so, what we're going to do is take those pipe cleaners that we tied on each side, pull them together, and twist them secure. This is going to add some tension on either side, making this even more sturdy, and it's going to provide a nice grid for us to add additional pipe cleaners to secure our pink mesh. So just do that to all of these pieces. So now that we have that in place, we can come back in with some additional pipe cleaners secured to those pipe cleaners that we stretched across the frame. So now we can come back in with our pink mesh. We'll do the same process of creating a little gather, and we'll start from the outside and work our way to the inside. And there's a lot of pipe cleaners, so I know it can get a little bit tricky, but just know that every pipe cleaner will get a piece of mesh, so when you think of it in those terms, it's a lot easier to figure out what piece to work in next. And truth be told, you don't have to actually go in that line. You could actually just go up and down if you wanted to at this point. The reason for our second layer of mesh is simply and solely to bulk up our base. And that should be good. So now we'll just cut off an excess of mesh. And what you can do is just tuck it underneath, and it won't go anywhere. So now it's time for the seeds, and I have some of this black eucalyptus, which is for Halloween, and I figured what we could do is just pop off some of the leaves. I mean, if you wanted to make individual pieces, you absolutely can, or you can do what I'm doing right here, which is just to do these. And I think from, looking at it from, a different perspective, or looking at it on your door, it's going to look like little black seeds. So we're just going to take a handful of these off and hot glue them right to the watermelon portion. So I'm just taking a scrap stem and my glue skillet and applying a little bit of hot glue. It's really not going to require much to keep these seeds in place, and just going to stick them right onto the watermelon. So something like this would make a great craft project for, parties, for, instead of doing paint night, you could always do a craft like this, and your friends and family can take their wreath home and display it proudly. And you can do them for any season or holiday. So this is a great economical way of creating something a little bit different, something, that's not like your typical wreath that, you often can find, something that's unique and something that's fun to make above anything else. So just dabbing a little bit of hot glue. And the glue skillet I use, we keep the temperature very, very low to avoid any possibility of burning myself, and it just creates a thicker glue which adheres a lot better. So let's break down 1 or 2 more leaves and stick them towards the surface. And I think we're getting the effect of not sunflower seeds, but watermelon seeds. I'll place one there, and we'll place one on the side like that. So now let's hang this wreath up, and to hang it up, we're just going to hang it directly from the mesh. This mesh is very lightweight, and it'll stay on the wall perfectly. So let's get to showing you how it turned out. And here is how the adorable watermelon turned out. I think it turned out so cute, and it cost less than $10 to make. From those 3 rolls of mesh, you should be able to easily create 3 of these wreaths, and it only took a few minutes to make. So what a unique way of creating something perfect for summer that's not your traditional wreath.